Welcome to the Behind the Bar podcast. Today we're joined by Micky, who was our Licensee of the Year Award finalist 2025. Hello, Micky.
Hello.
If you could just introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Micky. I'm the general manager for the Swan community pub in Windsor, just outside in Clewer.
And so we did have Richard, who was is he the director?
He's one of my directors, yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
who manages the school that is at the Swan, but you're more of the pub side.
Correct.
If you just want to explain how you came to the pub and what exactly you do at the pub.
Yeah, of course. So the pub was saved from being developed. It was going to get turned to flats or another shop, insert company here. So the community banded together and needed further investment. So we got the school where you met Richard and one of the local breweries, the Windsor Eaton Brewery, and we saved the pub. And this year will be our 7th birthday in July, I think. Thank you very much. What do? I run the site, come up with weird and wonderful things to keep the community entertained. We've got 20-odd different community groups that meet at the Swan. Most of them are all free events. And that's us.
Before you came to the Swan, and I assume you were with the Swan when it started as the community?
No, so I joined at the end of lockdown.
At the end, a perfect time to join.
Yeah, in the new world.
Yes. So tell me, were you in hospitality before, or was this your first role into the hospitality world?
So my background's entertainments.
Okay.
Studied musical theatre at college.
Yeah.
Ran away to the cruise ships and ran entertainment on cruise ships and worked in various theme parks. But I've always, since I was sort of this big, I've wanted a pub. I've wanted to be in the pub trade. So I'm from Lincolnshire, and we've got some wonderful pubs back there. That pubs are pubs, you know. You've got good pubs. So I've always wanted to have my own place to run a pub. And the Swan came about. It was perfect timing. It was the end of lockdown. Been on furlough for what felt like 300 years. Swan was available, and it's a free house. Such a wonderful story of how there's a school involved and 50% owned by the local community. I thought, well, that sounds pretty good. So that's how I got into it. I've run pubs before. So there's a pub called the Stag and Hounds in Binfield, and I was the assistant manager there. This is several years ago now. And it's just an incredible place. Since I've been there, like, my life, it's going to sound really cheesy, my life has changed for being at the Swan, because the people that you meet and the community that come in, the stories that we've made, like, it's just awesome. So
you've had experience in the traditional sense of a pub, and now you're in this, 50% by the community, and you've got, I assume, shareholders. Is that how it works? Yeah. How do you find the difference between the two models? Is there a big difference?
Not really, no. We've got 165-ish people that are invested in the pub, that from the local and wider community. So to keep them all involved, we have investor panel meetings sort of every 6 months. They're for the ones that have invested quite a bit of money into the pub. And we have open forums with the rest of the community every quarter. And that's open to anyone, whether you've invested or you're spending all of your money over the bar. So that's open to anybody. And in the open forums, we go through what the plans are for the next sort of quarter, 6 months. If guests have got any ideas of what they want to do, we'll run that. So I guess the difference would be that I will take a lot of my feedback and ideas from what our loyal community base want to do.
Yeah. So I would assume then that by being community-led, you have a lot of feedback just from general guests, and they have an input in a way?
Yeah. So we've got an incredible lady called Marella. So we've got the Chatty Cafe. It's part of a national scheme. Marella and Trudy started off the Chatty Cafe 2 years ago-ish with 2 or 3 people that would join. And between the 2 of them, they now fill the pub on a Friday. And the Chatty Cafe scheme is for people that are isolated, they want to meet new people, or they just want to come into the Swan, have a cup of coffee and talk to someone. You know, it's open to anybody to join. And the way that they've pushed that and developed that is so wonderful. And Marella, she's from Mauritius. She started off a French-speaking group, so she's got her own students now, so she teaches French to the community. And they do a donation that goes into our renovation pot. We're now, with Marella, working on a community day, so we'll have all sort of things, community. So we're very much led by what our community would like to do.
You mentioned earlier that you run a lot of wacky events. Could you tell me a bit about those events, what brought them about, how wacky they've gotten.
So we do Swan Fest as one of them. So Swan Fest, it's a beer, music, and family festival, and it runs over 3 days in sort of the middle of August. And what started off, well, it'll be 5 years ago now, where for the weekend it'd be a $2,500 weekend that we'd do. Last year we did just over 22 grand. So, and it's just grown and grown and grown. So you get me in the dunk tank, so the pupils from the school. I have seen
videos,
It's not very flattering at all. But the pupils for the Green Room School made a dunk tank where they'll chuck the balls and they'll drop me into the ice cold water, and my team relish in putting ice in it just before it starts. We get local musicians to come and perform for us. Last year, for the first time, we did Windsor's Got Talent. So we showcase some incredible musicians that are starting out in Windsor, as well as getting national beers, independent breweries primarily. But our weirdest one is probably Christmas in July. So I love Christmas, right? I miss the Christmas. So December for me is like my happy place. So to do it again just seemed like a perfectly normal thing to do. So the first year we did it, it'd be about 3 years ago, put the Christmas trees up, we had the snow machine going, did Christmas dinner on the barbecue. You'd see people walk past the gate, then come back, look in, see the snow machine. 100% confused. Incredible musician called James Laney that was playing sort of Hawaiian Christmas songs on the guitar while he was playing. And then these people stayed all weekend.
Nice.
So we took a break from it last year because it was our birthday party the same weekend, but it's back again this year. Nice. The Grinch comes down, Father Christmas comes down in his board shorts. It is so
kind of like an Australian Christmas.
Exactly right. And nobody else that I can find does it. Certainly anyone
I don't think I can think of someone that would even attempt it.
No. And why would you? It's Christmas in July, right? But for me, if there's something weird that's going to drag people in and support what we do, that's the whole aim of it. So
it's all around diversifying what you're doing. And there's the pub quizzes, which is, I think, everyone does amazing. A pub. They are. Everyone loves a pub quiz. And I think now, more than ever, pubs are not forced, but pushed to offer a bit more. People want their experiences rather than just a drink over the bar.
Exactly.
What advice would you give someone that wants to diversify, that wants to do a wacky or like a beginner level wacky event?
So for Christmas in July, I was very much told, do not do this. It is the most ridiculous thing that you could possibly do in a pub. And I was like, well, what's going to happen, right? We didn't spend any money on doing it.
You already have all the decorations.
Right. We've got a Christmas room upstairs where all of our decorations are. So we thought it's not going to lose us any money. It's not going to change anything. So we gave it a go, and it was just wicked. Like, it was so weird. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
So if you've got a strange idea, especially now, the way that things are, that if you break the mold slightly and then just adapt on that, I think that's the way that, sadly, it's moving. Well, sadly, is that the right word? It's moving that way.
Yeah.
Quite easily at the minute, I think. There's no choice but to try new strange things.
On your website, you've got a monthly journal calendar where you've backdated or you've kept up to date pictures, events. What was the inspiration behind that? Why have you kept that up so everyone can see?
The history that we found out about the pub and what it was, way before we got there. It's insane. There's an incredible volunteer called Ken. And Ken, I don't know how he's done it, but the things that he's found out. So our kitchen used to be the mortuary for the church that's at the top of the road. The room above was a mortuary assistant's living accommodation. There's a tunnel that runs from our pub that goes through to the church that used to ferry all of the bodies.
Do you ever go in the tunnel?
No, it's all gone. It's all boarded up. But I've heard rumours that when we took the pub on right at the early days, as we were digging down the courtyard, we found the brickwork that's under there, so the tunnels are there.
Do you think your pub's haunted?
I'm told it's haunted.
But you haven't seen any?
I haven't, no. We've got a guy called Dave that worked for us that was learning to be a medium, and he was convinced.
Right.
He was convinced that it was haunted. What else? I mean, there's paw prints in the brickwork, and the pub's been there for 400 years. And there's paw prints in the original brickwork from things, and we were in the pub was in a movie in the 50s, and I forget the title of the movie, but I'll find out. And you can see in the courtyard, they've got the cowshed in our stables. And so Ken has found all of this out and how far back our land used to go. And so it was important for that to carry on. So everything we've said about the volunteers, this is completely a volunteer-led inspiration, if you will. And Ken does that weekly. There's a Facebook page called The History of the Swan. And every week something's posted on that Facebook page to find out what else we found out about the pub. I say Ken has found out about the pub. And then you get people that join in on that chat on the Facebook page to say, oh, I used to drink there in the 50s when landlord A and B used to run it. Then they'll put photos on. And then you get other people that join in with that. And you're rebuilding a whole new community. People that used to drink there however long ago, remembering what it used to be like to what we're doing now. So the photos that we've got up in the pub sort of celebrate that a little bit. So there was the Great Flood, and one of the photos is a guy on a boat outside our pub delivering bread and milk to people. And I forget what year that is, but it's a black and white photo that's been touched up. The history is bonkers, and I think if we lost that, it'd be such a shame.
Yeah.
So kudos to Ken for doing it.
Well done, Ken.
Yeah.
And you're continuing the present to be bonkers as well.
Absolutely right. Absolutely.
Oh. Could you talk to me about the value of a community-run pub? What does the industry need to do to make sure it doesn't get to the point of it being voluntary or reliant on the community?
Yeah. I think nowadays so many pubs are community pubs, whether you know it or not. The difference for us is that we're a CIC, so we're a community interest company. 50% of our business very kindly has been put up by our community.
Yeah.
In terms of voluntary, it's always incredible to have amazing volunteers. I mean, our pub wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the volunteers. We had a group of people called the Weekday Warriors, and they were people with trade skills or no trade skills. I got involved in that, and I've got dancers' hands. I'm not a dancer, but we had these people that just built our pub from the ground up, pretty much knocked down the whole inside and rebuilt it, and that saved us an incredible amount of money. But the work that these volunteers put in to do it was all done with love, and it was a joy to be around these people. And I've made friends for life from these people that were part of the Weekday Warriors and now are regular volunteers as well. When I say regular volunteers, I don't mean that in a you didn't build the pub. I mean that in everybody.
Yeah.
And I think whether you know it or not in our pub, you're part of that volunteer community. Yeah. We're very lucky that if there's an empty glass on the table, whether we know the people or not, they'll read what we're all about on the posters that are in the pub. They'll go, oh, that's pretty cool. And they'll pick up the glasses and they'll help us out in the pub. I feel like I've digressed and I can't remember what the question was. But in terms of stopping it being solely voluntary, I think without coming into the government thing straight away, I think that's going to fall down to what changes in government at the minute. So,
obviously, at the moment, things are very tricky with everything that is happening with government, with the current climate of people not going out as much. How do you make sure to keep positive in this time and not let doom and gloom get you down?
On a personal level, I've got a little boy. He's 4 this week, and he is my absolute life, right? So for me, I can have the worst day at work. It could be, you can read the newspapers, you can have the worst day, come home, hear the little feet, and Daddy! And that's what gets it for me. So there's always that light. In terms of sort of a business sense, the people that we've got in the pub, my incredible team, the school, the volunteers, they're the ones that keep it light, These are the people that are keeping the lights on, for want of a better term. They're the people that they want to spend their money with us, which shows it's a nice thing because we're obviously doing something right to want to keep people coming in. We get a lot of new faces as well. We're very lucky that we're just on the river. So if people come down on their boat, they moor at the marina and walk down to us. Oh, I've heard about that place. I've heard you on the radio. Or, do you know what I mean? And we're very lucky we are very lucky to have that. And I know there's not a lot of pubs at the minute that are quite as lucky.
Yeah.
And I'd love to, if there's a way that we can all get together, and you guys are incredible at it, to sort of share experiences and tell people that it's pretty glum out there, but if there's a way that you can shed a bit of light and a bit of experience to other people, and I'll quite happily take some of that for us at the Swan as well, I think that'd be what will change things slightly.
Yeah. Speaking about your volunteers, obviously you see your regulars, and then you've mentioned you have new faces that will pick up a glass and put it on the bar for you. What has surprised you the most about working in a volunteer environment?
I don't know if anything necessarily surprised me, because when I came into the Swan 5 years ago now, nearly, I knew what we were going into, and I knew whichever way the business was led, whether that was with me or with somebody else, I knew that the Swan was going to be very heavily community facing, volunteer led, volunteer heavy. The things that our volunteers come up with, the ideas that they come up with of ways we can get people in. We've got St Andrew's Church just up the road from us in the bottom of Mill Lane. It's the oldest building in Windsor. So we work with those guys to help them to, so for example, I think they were getting a new organ or a new sound system or something. So we helped them for their Christmas market in terms of raising funds for them. And we did a stall down there and sold mulled wine. And that was all volunteer led. And the volunteers went, we'll do it. So it took away the pressure from me having to staff something like that. And the volunteers are so happy just to pick up anything and do anything to help the pub survive.
Moving on to you and the team. Last year you entered Licensee of the Year award and you made it to the final 6, which is a huge accomplishment.
It was awesome.
And I've also seen that you've put your name down again for this year.
I'm a glutton for punishment. Yeah.
Well, getting to the final 6, I think brings so much value to you as a person and also the team that, trying again.
Yeah.
Why did you enter Licensee of the Year last year? And why are you doing it again this year?
Why did I do it? I don't know why I did it. It's not. I made the point very clear through the whole process that this is, although it was Licensee of the Year, it was very much heavily focused on what my team, what the pub does. And I just drive the ship, and it's my team that really push it all forward. So why have I done it again this year? I mean, we are so unique at the Swan, and having a school on site and having 20 odd different community groups and volunteers and volunteers that built the pub. And I think it's about those guys getting the recognition for what they do on the daily. When I've got this incredible team behind me, it makes my job very easy. It's not easy at all. That was an absolute lie. It makes my job a lot more easy to run when the team, the volunteers, the school, everyone's comfortable in what we do, where we're pushing the boundaries, and the doors that it opened up for me last year. I mean, they've been insane. The things that I've been to, and I went to the Pub Trade Forum, which is something that I would never have even contemplated existed in the past, and being able to speak to industry professionals and see how other sites are doing things. And me as an independent, that was great to see how the corporations are running things versus what we're doing, so how we can pinch little bits of that to help with our thing. I've had some incredible calls with local councillors. My name got brought up and the pub got brought up in the House of Commons to talk about pre-budget, how what could happen could affect the sites. And that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for you guys and what the Licensee of the Year was. And not to mention the mates that I made from the group of 6, our little group. Those people were just fantastic. Absolutely brilliant people.
Every year, the final 6 do tend to make a group, and they visit each other's pubs, and it's really lovely to see how tight-knit the final 6 do get and bring value to each other, I think. For anyone that wants to enter this year, obviously I know you're entering, so it is competition. However, what advice would you give them?
Just do it. Just do it. I mean, the whole process, it was tough process. I'm not going to make it
Yes.
seem like it was an easy.
There's a
thing
lot
to
of
be part
steps to it.
Yeah, but it was great because it kept us on our toes. And I think I mentioned this before when you guys sent out the person for the mystery visit.
Yeah.
We were convinced that we'd clocked this guy. He came in and he was opening a pub, a brewery tap in Wales, and what we were doing. He was taking photos of the bar and asking me for advice. I'm like, got you, mate, got you. His first question was, are you the licensee? I'm like, ha, clocked it. Wasn't him, right? So every guest that we were looking at, it was great because it meant that our service standards improved, but then we carried that on, you know. It was such a brilliant process. And when Nick and Amanda came to the site to do the site visit, trying to explain what we do to people that have never been here before, that's what it's all about for me. Getting back into the passion of why we save the pub and why we've got all these volunteers and why we've got a school on site and why we do Christmas in July. These are the things that keep it exciting for me. So if you're going to do it, just do it. You've got to.
Taking it back to when you joined the pub, how did you see the community respond to the fact that the pub needed saving from insert company here?
It was insane, right? It was, so they're called the Friends of the Swan, the team that put it together. And they made a Save Our Swan campaign. There was, at the time, I think there was about 8 of them. And they were knocking on doors, they were dropping leaflets, they got T-shirts made to Save Our Swan. And the way we could do that was to register the business as a community asset. So we did that, we got the approval for that. And then from there, I'll say they because I wasn't here for that part, but they put the call out. And like I say, there was insert many zeros of numbers here to save the pub.
Yeah.
It was a Wellington brewery before. The lease had run out, so we bought it as a freehold. Still needed more investment, so got the school and the brewery on site. We had, I hope this is okay to say on a podcast, we had a group of ladies that just try and make more money. That doesn't sound right. To try and make more money, we had a group of ladies that were called the strippers. And they were going through all of our cabling and stripping out all the copper.
Okay, that makes,
So they were stripping out the copper, and that's a very laborious job.
Yeah.
But they did it. And so we had bin bags of copper that we could sell to make a bit more money to go into it. We had incredible people that painted the furniture for us and all the jobs that seemed quite hard work to do. It seemed very easy for the group of people to do it. And we've got photos of that process in the pub. So you can see how the pub was before, what it's turned into now. We had scaffolding wrapped around the building for 3.5 years.
Oh, wow.
And by the time we could take the scaffolding down, the pub looked completely different.
Yeah.
But on the back of that, because the scaffolding was up for so long, the brickwork got a bit weathered. So now the Friends of the Swan and the community are raising funds to redo the front of the building. It's a big thing that I spoke about at the licensee last year. And it's an insane amount of money that we've got to raise, but they're halfway there already. And events like Burns Night that we're going to do, the money for that goes into the renovation pot. And it's our volunteers and our people that help save the pub are the ones that are doing that. So keeping the pub alive and to make it look gorgeous from the front and to get windows replaced and to eventually do the courtyard and fix bits in the cowshed. And if you've been to the pub, you know what all those things mean. But if you've not been there, we've got a cowshed and it's never seen a cow. It used to have a pig, but that's a whole different story.
Wow. Okay.
So our community are the ones that are keeping the pub going, that want to invest into it. They want to rattle the tins and get a couple of quid in the pot to...
A huge reaction of, let's raise money.
Let's do it. Let's raise money.
Do it.
Let's wear T-shirts. Let's post letters through people's doors. Yeah.
And so now, I mean, you've mentioned you want to give a facelift to the pub is the next step. What are your plans for the future? What are you going to do? More wacky events, more fundraising.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Valentine's Day in October. Why not? Let's try that. In terms of what we're going to do to do the pub, we've got bedrooms upstairs. So we're going to renovate the bedrooms. The front of the building is going to be the first thing that we do to fix the fascia boards and repoint the brickwork and to put double glazing in so our utility costs come down.
Yeah.
But then we'll go do the bedrooms, and the students from the school have already started one of the bedrooms.
Oh, nice.
So they're working with tradespeople, with plasterers and electricians and plumbers to do that. So when they leave the college, they've got a bit of an apprenticeship skill behind them, which if we can carry that on through the process will be amazing. But as long as we can keep the lights on, as long as we can keep going, as long as we can keep doing weird events, as long as we keep getting incredible opportunities like this to talk about what we do, that's the plan. That's the plan to keep it going.
Amazing. Well, thank you for joining us today, Micky.
Thank you.
And hopefully Christmas in July will be very successful this year.
Yes, hopefully.